Craig, final score today, Barking 3, SawbridgeworthH 2. I think we can say that was a game of two halves.
Well, it had to be, because the first half, to be fair, was disastrous. And where it came from, I've no idea. I thought, like I say, that last week that we'd learned our lesson, but we was just so lethargic and slow. And I said to the boys, you know, it needs just one person at a time to chase the lost cause, to G the troops up, get everyone going. But we couldn't pass the ball, we couldn't hold the ball, we couldn't defend. It was just shocking. And fair play to SawbridgeworthH, they deserved their 2-goal lead, you know. And yeah, I mean, we took a gamble, made 3 changes at half time, and thankfully, I mean, I think we had more shots in the first 2 minutes of the second half than we did the whole of the first half. And you could see the tempo was different, and that's all it takes, just that spark to get that tempo going. And you know, thankfully we won. You know, and they took gamesmanship to ridiculous levels with the time wasting. I was amazed when I only put 4 minutes on for the first half, but in a way it probably did us a favour. But yeah, you know, it's 3 points, and at this stage of the season, you know, we've only got 6 league games left. It's just a case of getting 3 points every time. But I'd like to think that we're going to be far, far better than we were today.
What do you? I'm not asking specifically about today, but what do you say to the boys at half time when they've underperformed like that?
I don't think you could repeat it, or you definitely couldn't put it out on YouTube what I said at half time. But no, I mean, it was really and truly, we made 3 changes, and I said, there's not one of you in here, not one, that could argue if I was taking you off. Not one. You've all underperformed. You've all been dreadfully poor, but we're making these changes because you know, we think it'll give us a better balance and more of an attacking option and more momentum. And sometimes it is with the subs, and particularly our subs. They're good. They're all good players, and they come on and they make an impact, and they look to make a difference, and they had that drive that I'm looking for, you know, 1 or 2 of players to show in the first 10-15 minutes. And that's been the case the last probably 3-4 games, that the subs have changed the game for us. And it was a massive turnaround in the second half. Took our goals well. I mean, Juwan's was a sensational goal. AK, who's been flying the last week or so. And then I was really pleased that McKaylee got the winner in injury time.
How much of a difference does it make? Because this is something you talked about when you first came back to the club. You said about the importance of having a strong bench, and it seems that you're now at the point where you've got a good starting 11 and a good bench as well. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it is, and we've also got 2 or 3 that are not involved. I mean, actually, one of our best on the bench today was Ninja. He was fantastic, but he's out injured, obviously, and Alfie injured, who both you know, supported the boys and made a big difference. But yeah, the bench is crucial to us, and we've seen that. I mean, to be fair, the early part of when I came here, there was times when I looked at the bench and it looked a little bit threadbare, and we didn't have that change that we could do like we had today and like we had last week. You know, and it does make such a difference, you know. And yeah, so I mean, like, I'm just really pleased to have got the 3 points.
And then looking forward, next weekend it's a Friday night game, and we've been at home the last couple of Saturdays, and then we've got a Friday night away at West Essex. What can we expect from that game?
Hopefully they'll turn up sober. I mean, no, Friday night. I quite like Friday nights. You know, I like night games. I think there's a good atmosphere to it. You get a bit of zip on the pitch, and it's really good. But you know, one thing I did want to say is that I've read in a few different places in that we've won 4 of the last 5. We won 5 of the last 5, and we scored 20. So that's 6 in the last 6, and scoring 23. So amongst the real poor first halves today and last week, you know, we have shown that we've got a real goal threat, and we've got several options that we can do it. And you're always in the game. You know, today 2-0 down, awful performance, but you know you're in the game with the strikers we got. You know, and I think, to be fair to Sam, I think he was still struggling from the flu he's had this week. He didn't look himself at all. Scott we took off because he was on a yellow, and we didn't want to risk it, because the one thing that we couldn't afford to do was go down to 10. And Tyrese was just a tactical change, you know, that we wanted to get AK in that 10 area to try and threaten their back four. But yeah, all's well that ends well, and we're all out tonight. And that would have been a bit of a disaster. We'd have maintained our first half performance, so at least we can celebrate with a good night.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Craig.
Cheers, Mark. Thank you.